Live from Studio 5 in New York City, this is the News at 6.
All right, it's Tuesday. Hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Anastas, and we thank you once again for joining us. And tonight, we are glad you're here because we have another good topic for you. Coping with food allergies. We know that millions of people suffer from this, and many of them children. And while some get through life with a few inconveniences, others suffer from allergies so severe they can't even be near some foods. So how do you deal with that and still manage to be safe among the general public? Let's start tonight with Stacy Delegat, who looks at one family's effort to keep their child safe.
This is a no-nut shirt.
This may look like just a cute kid's t-shirt, but for 9-year-old Josh Mandelbaum, it's a matter of health.
And it helps warn everyone that I have an allergy and please don't have nuts near me.
Josh has a severe peanut allergy that was discovered when he was 2 as he tried to take a bite of Mom Lianne's peanut butter sandwich.
Within like a minute of Josh touching the peanut butter to his lip swelled, his tongue swelled, his neck swelled, he had hives from head to toe, and he had trouble breathing. So it's almost like you're choking to death.
Since then, Josh and his family have taken special precautions everywhere they go. They never leave home without multiple EpiPens, convince the school cafeteria to go peanut-free, and even travel with a special seat cover for Josh to protect against lingering peanut dust.
So when I board the plane, I wipe down with my wipes first to try to remove any traces, and then I quickly put this on top.
But it was an upsetting encounter with airline staff last year that convinced Lianne Mandelbaum she needed to do more. The family had taken a trip to Denver and was waiting to board a United flight home when staff members denied Lianne's request that a flight attendant make an announcement that there was a passenger suffering from a severe nut allergy on board.
The last manager looks at me and looks at Josh, who was 8 at the time, and said, "If you think he's going to die, just don't get on the plane." And that really terrified him.
They didn't board that plane, but when they finally got home another way, Lianne researched and quickly learned their case was not an anomaly.
Families terrified, people not taking vacations, people not being able to get to a work trip, people not being able to compete in sports competition.
She launched a website, No Nut Traveler, with a petition to get airlines to adopt a Bill of Rights for passengers with food allergies. It now has more than 29,000 signatures. The effort comes as food allergies are more common than ever before. The CDC found that among children, they spiked 50% between 1997 and 2011.
Approximately now, there's about, I would say, 8% of children in the United States have food allergies.
Dr. Marianne McKellis is the chief of allergy and immunology at Hackensack University Medical Center.
I think that service industries like, restaurants or travel industries or whatever has to be well aware that significant allergic reactions can occur.
There have been several recent cases in which planes were forced to make emergency landings after a passenger on board suffered severe allergic reactions to nuts. Lianne Mandelbaum argues that airlines are better off being preventative than reactionary.
I'm not after a ban, but I am after preparedness. It makes good business sense. It makes good customer sense. It just makes sense all around.
Stacy, what have we heard from the airline?
Well, we do want to mention that since the Mandelbaum's experience with United Airlines, the airline has made a very slight policy change. They pointed us to some information on their website where they now say anyone with concerns about peanut allergies should notify a flight attendant before the flight. And then they say that the flight attendant may be able to pass along the concerns to other passengers in the vicinity, not to open snacks with peanuts.
And the No Nut Traveler campaign, how is that going?
Well, as you saw in our piece, her campaign definitely picking up momentum. Almost 30,000 people have signed her petition, and what she says really the most important thing is starting the conversation. Hopefully real changes will come, but at least the conversation about this issue is getting a little louder.
Very good. Stacy, thank you. Let's keep the conversation going. We have 2 great guests joining me right now. I want you to meet Dr. Hugh Sampson, Jaffe Food Allergy Institute at Mount Sinai Hospital. This is such an important subject, Doctor, isn't it?
Absolutely. The increase since the turn of the century is amazing. We've seen about a 4-fold increase in peanut and tree nut allergy, and overall with food allergy, it's
okay. We want to talk a little bit more about that. I want to introduce Jill Midland, a mother of a teenage daughter who suffers from multiple food allergies. You know firsthand, Jill, what the problem is like.
We do. It's a challenge every day, but we do what we have to make life just as normal for her as any other kid.
And I know you're doing a lot of work that I want to talk to you about as well. Doctor, let's go back to you. You mentioned the jump. CDC reports a 50% jump in the number of cases. It's frightening. I mean, this is life-threatening food allergies. Some people are dying from this. Why is this happening? Well, why the jump?
Well, that's the great question. That's what we're all looking at. We know that it has something to do with our lifestyle. We may be too clean. You've heard of the hygiene hypothesis. Many children are now born by C-section, so they're not getting coated with the appropriate bacteria on the way out. We know that we do too much in the way of antiseptic soaps and hand washes. We're very quick to go on to antibiotics.
So we have to be careful to change our lifestyle here. These are very important points.
We need to be careful about that. We also don't go outside enough anymore. We know vitamin D is very important, and that's the best way to increase your vitamin D level is with some sun exposure.
Jill, you've been dealing with this for a long time. Your teenage daughter, Maya, has had food allergies since she was an infant.
Yes.
Tell us what it's been like and what you are trying to do to change things.
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, it is a challenge every day when you have a child with food allergies. We've been very fortunate. We're patients at Dr. Sampson's office, which is the top office in the world as far as we're concerned, and many others. But we've also had a lot of partnering help with the not-for-profit Food Allergy Research Education Fair, for short. They've just been a tremendous resource, and I've worked together with them. With my legal background, I'm an attorney. I was able to work with them on some really important legislation, some that's already passed that is protecting the kids in schools already.
Oh, that's good.
And a few pieces that we're working on right now. I was just in Albany last week trying to really make sure that all the education is so important, but really the medicine has to be near the children.
That's very important too. I also know, Jill, that your daughter Maya is involved in these clinical tests that are going on right now at Mount Sinai. How is that going, Doctor?
It's very promising, and I think we really have to thank children like Maya who go into these trials, because we couldn't get anywhere without them being involved. But we're looking at a variety of different ways. There's one called oral immunotherapy, where we build up over a period of time, and we're able to desensitize them so they're protected from accidental ingestion. There's one we're looking at with a patch. They put a small patch on that contains a little bit of peanut, and that also seems to be leading to protection. Many different exciting ways to go.
These are all very promising, very promising. I know that Halloween is coming around the corner. You're very concerned about that. Tell us about this program that you're involved in.
Sure. Halloween is always tough for kids with food allergies. Any holiday that specifically focuses on food and candy and taking candy from strangers, in effect, is very, very nerve-wracking. And there's a number of strategies that can make it easier for kids with food allergies. But this year, FAIR, as I mentioned earlier, has come up with a dynamite program called the Teal Pumpkin Program.
Yes.
And they're asking people to put a pumpkin painted the color teal on their porch. Teal is the color of food allergy awareness.
Right.
And then by putting that pumpkin in a little sign you can actually download from their website at foodallergy.org that says we're food allergy friendly and you can get non-food treats here. So I've already bought my teal pumpkin and I bought little bracelets.
Great campaign. Like that. Doctor, we only have a couple of seconds left. In a nutshell, we realize that it is a problem, and pardon that pun, I mean, not really, but the bottom line here is that you are saying that we are making some progress.
Yes, we're learning a lot about food allergy. We have some really promising therapies that are under study now, and I'm very optimistic compared to what I was a number of years ago.
Very good. Good to hear that, and good to hear some good news, too.
And if people can come out to the walk on October 25th at Eisenhower Park, FAIR will be holding a walk to raise money for people like Dr. Sampson to keep doing the good work that they're doing.
Thank you both for doing great work. We appreciate you being here and sharing your information with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
There's a lot more to tell you about tonight. Everybody knows.